Welcome into Jets Overtime. We are presented by SiriusXM. Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams walking off the field. Winners today. The Jets finished the 2024-2025 season with a victory over the Miami Dolphins. The final here at MetLife Stadium was 32-20. Eric Allen alongside a pair of Quincy's. That's Quincy Enunwa and Quincy Williams. I'll tell you what, Aaron Rodgers threw 4 touchdown passes, but this guy was all over the field defensively. 9 tackles, 5 tackles for a loss, a PD, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. Not too bad.
Not too bad. My whole conversation during the week, man, was be proud of what you put on tape. You got one opportunity guaranteed to you this year. It's also the beginning of the year, too, though. So it's your first game at the beginning of the season. I can't preach that and not show that, you feel me? So that was my mindset coming out, leading my team this last game, man.
Makes sense. How about the takeaways today?
Oh, yeah.
Man, we've been talking about it all year. You guys had 13 takeaways entering Week 18. You had 4 today.
Man, the mindset was just shoot your shot, man. We ain't going to look at it tomorrow anyway. So I just told them, man, we was in the locker room. I was like, bro, just ball out, be that little kid. I mean, we even had one little lateral, little toss back. Yeah. I said, okay, now we having fun. Now we having fun.
You guys certainly did. I mean, this all started last Sunday, I thought, in Western New York. We talked after the game, and a lot of your teammates were coming up to you and saying, hey, man, thanks for that message. You made it clear that, hey, listen, we have to finish. We have 1 game remaining.
Yeah. And then the biggest thing was just be proud of what you put on tape. You playing for the front of your jersey, but it's also the back, and then also the people that's at home, too, though. So they're not playing, but you're a representation of them. You're a representation of your team. Jeff Obert being put in this position this year, bro, you're a representation of him, especially. He's a defensive coordinator, so the defense had to show up.
The defense rallied all day today. The 4 takeaways. This guy was all over the place. Can you talk about the game plan going in against the Dolphins the second time around?
Be fast, be physical, be and communicate. That was it. Simple.
That was it. So take me through the forced fumble.
The forced fumble?
Yeah.
It was actually my first time punching the ball.
Yeah?
So everybody always make jokes because I don't never punch the ball. I'm more like a big hitter. That's how I get my forced fumbles. So this time they had stood them up, and I was just like, all right, bet I'm going to punch this time. And the one punch I had, it was a forced fumble.
And how about the fumble recovery? We just saw that there.
That was supposed to be 6 right there.
Oh. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I was running too fast, and then as soon as I grabbed the ball, I fell.
Yeah.
That's got to be his New Year's resolution because you had that other one against the Vikings.
I had one against the Vikings. I had one against Tennessee this year. Yeah, I got to return those for touchdowns.
25 is going to be
mindset. That's my mindset next year. Get them touchdowns.
Okay, so other side of the ball, what do you make of Aaron Rodgers' performance? A lot of uncertainty for a lot of guys going into the 2025 season. He had 499 coming into this game. He has 4 touchdown passes. The first one goes to Tyler Conklin. Then he goes to Allen Lazard. Then he goes to Davante Adams. And then finally it's Breece Hall.
I wouldn't expect anything less, man. He had actually got a chance to get up in front of the team and talk last night. The message he gave was just being a kid, having fun. He fell out of love with the game at Green Bay, came back here, fell in love with the game. So our first mindset was just, bro, let's have a party out there, man. We don't know what's going to happen next season, so let's have a party out there today.
Man, that's so interesting that he got up in front of the team Saturday night.
He gave us his whole background, man.
Yeah?
Man, I would have never known none of that stuff for real, bro. It was a good raw speech for real, bro. Like, it touched us.
So can you give us the Cliff Notes?
Nah, I can't do that.
You can't give us
in-house. That's in-house.
Yeah.
He gave us enough.
Hey, he did enough for us to go out there and do that, though. He touched everybody, man, for real. Just going out there playing fun.
Okay, so Denver beat Kansas City today. They took care of their own business. But does it make it a little bit extra sweeter that you know the Dolphins aren't going to the postseason?
Yeah, because I think before we still had, like, if we won now, we had a chance to get in. They actually eliminated us. So we had the mindset, like, all right, bet. It's eye for eye. Eliminate them.
This is my first time talking to you since Friday. You were the Curtis Martin team MVP last year. And now the guy next to you, Jamie Sherwood, the Curtis Martin team MVP. this year. What did you make of his year?
Very proud, man. The biggest thing I told him, bro, you're not coming in to be a CJ Mosley. You're coming in to be your own version of yourself, man. And I feel like he showed up, running fast, good coverage. I'm very excited to see what next season gonna look like by him.
So as a former safety, do you feel like that kind of played a part for him? Because I know you as well did the same thing.
For sure. But then also we got to give props to my coach Rudy, man. For real. We actually got 3 MVPs in there. CJ won it, I won it, and now Jamie Sherwood. So man, it's a tell to Rudy also, man. For real. Got to give him props now.
3 of the past 4 years.
Yep.
When you look back at this season, obviously there was a lot of expectations going in, and you guys didn't fulfill the promise that you had. But what do you want to take from this year?
The relationships that I developed, really. We had a lot of pieces, you feel me? Didn't really work the way we wanted to work, you feel me? But we all kept together. We all, had fun together. We all kept it in-house. That's the main thing. Usually you see people, going at each other when you have those moments, pointing fingers and things like that. I feel like, personally, we didn't have none of that. Of course, we had, the outside noise and stuff like that. But what we did better was keeping in touch, bro. Keeping it in the house, going to practice, never had a dull practice, bro. The focus was going 1-0 every week. Even if we didn't get the results, the focus was still going 1-0. Everybody showed up. We didn't have anybody checking out, bro. That's what I'm very proud of. With me being the leader, we didn't have anybody checking out.
The final question here before we go to the podium and hear from interim head coach Jeff Ulbrich. How happy are you that you guys were able to go out this year with that kind of performance?
Very excited, man, especially coming out with that and then also going into the new year with that. So we got something to build off going into the OTAs and then going into the next season.
All right, so let's go to the podium right now. That's Quincy Williams. Hell of a performance. As always, that's what we expect from you. Number 56 all over the field. Let's go to the podium. Here's interim head coach Jeff Ulbrich.
Questions?
What was it like to finish the season with a win?
It was amazing. Just all the work that's been put in by those men in that locker room, and all the adversity they had to face on and off this field and everything they've been through, it's really cool for them to have that moment.
So well deserved. To see the team play like that, Rick, is there any, what might have been going through your mind at all?
I'm sure there will be, but right now, this is an opportunity just to celebrate this team. And finishing it the right way was big for all of us.
How do you put into words what Aaron did today?
Yeah, just one of the greatest that has ever played this game, and he put that on full display again.
What has this opportunity meant for you, just to be the interim coach of the Jets?
It was very challenging, but it was also very rewarding. And I know that sounds crazy, the fact that our results weren't what we all wanted, but learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about this team, learned a lot about coaching, teaching, leadership, the whole thing. And it's going to be a great opportunity for me to reflect and grow, really, when this is all said and done.
Garrett finished with 100 catches. Yeah. What can you say about his year?
Yeah, just scratching the surface of what he can become. He's going to be, in my opinion, one of the best that's playing currently and maybe ever. He stays healthy, stays on course, he keeps growing. He stays on the same trajectory that he's on, and he's going to be one of the greats.
Jeff, what do you think happened with the defense this year? What would you say the drop off came from this year to last year?
A lot of different reasons. Yeah, just like a lot of the things that we've fallen short with regarding the team. But today they showed up, and one guy in particular, Ashton Davis, just so happy for him. Playing a limited role is hard in the NFL. Being a role player is hard, especially a guy like him he does have talent, exceptional talent, and for him to get out there and not get his opportunity to make the most of it like he usually does, it's really cool to see.
What was the emotions in the locker room after the win for the final time of the season?
Emotional for sure, a bit bittersweet. You hope you could keep going with this team in the same direction, but we all know that that's not necessarily the way things go in this league. So it's just an opportunity just to thank these guys for all they've done and make them feel really appreciated for all the work they put in.
You mentioned the growth and the learning experience this has been for you as an NFL head coach. What has been the most rewarding part of this?
The relationships, like when you're on the defensive side, you have encounters with offensive players and special team players, but you don't necessarily have the same the constant interaction which I got as a head coach, so it gave me the opportunity to really get to know Davante Adams, to get to know Aaron on a deeper level. And for that, I'm forever grateful. Those are relationships that I'll keep for the rest of my life.
Couple more. Aaron and Davante walked off there at the end, and it seemed like that was a signal that they were kind of parting ways there. What have you seen from their relationship, I guess, these last
One of the
couple?
all-time great duos this league has ever seen. And to get to see it in person is an honor for me.
Vote for longtime Jets fan Joe Abramsky, a retired FDNY 9/11 responder, to be crowned the 2024 NFL Fan of the Year, presented by Captain Morgan at Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. Scan the QR code to learn more about Joe and cast your vote. Aaron Rodgers today, 23 of 36 for 274 yards, 4 touchdown passes, and 1 interception. How about the bounce back from A-Rod? His first pass today was intercepted. Was a slant pass to intended for Davante, and Tyrell Dotson got his hands on it for the Dolphins.
Yeah, it was a really scary start, honestly, because you follow that up then with another play that was kind of wacky. They ended up getting that pass that they thankfully caught incomplete. But, man, just a great job of showing the resolve. I think Aaron Rodgers' speech that Quincy talked about must have really put a fire under these guys because they really showed up. They showed that they can be a complete football team today. The Dolphins did not show up. Almost 5 turnovers, 4 official turnovers, and the defense just kept putting the pressure on Tyler Huntley.
Aaron Rodgers today, 4 touchdown passes, including number 500. He gets there on a scoring pass to Tyler Conklin. And again, there's the 500 club. There are 4 guys on that list. And now it's 5.
Yeah.
And all 5 of those guys are going to reside in Canton.
Yes, definitely. All of them are going to be Hall of Famers because these guys can.
I mean, the 4 are. I'm sorry, but Rodgers is going there soon.
Whenever
he decides. Yeah.
Tom Brady as well, definitely. So yeah, I mean, look at this guy. He was making plays all over the field, and we got to see a little bit of mobility. Right, his feet were a threat today, even though he wasn't actually running the ball. Just kind of making space, making time, so these guys can get open. It was a great showing.
There it is, Brady on top, but Rodgers. Big day. That's his first 4 touchdown performance was this afternoon against the Miami Dolphins. Let's get into your film right now.
Let's do it.
We're powered by Microsoft as always.
Yeah, so we got a couple of these touchdown plays right here, and this is exciting because, you get to watch Aaron Rodgers up close and personal. This first one here is a simple spacing route, but again, Aaron Rodgers using his feet to make the play, extend the play. So now let's bring it back so I can really show you guys what's happening right here. So spacing, you're going to have an over the ball, outside the ball, and you're going to have a guy coming in on the end. Now, Conklin knows this is my spot to be, but I'm not getting the ball yet, so watch him scramble drill, move over, make himself available. Aaron Rodgers moves up in the pocket and gives him the dime. And then we're going to show this second one coming up here. Just Aaron Rodgers, again, making plays, 500. That's an amazing feat. That's something that he's going to remember for the rest of his life, and we're all going to be happy that we were able to watch that firsthand. This second play here is the other touchdown to Allen Lazard. Now, see this right here, outside foot up. So most times when you have a receiver tight with his outside foot up, you think it's going to be a crack block, especially with Allen Lazard. He's their blocking receiver. So it makes it sell a little bit more. You got the play action here. Now, Allen Lazard is wide open because they thinking, okay, look, this guy is in a position to block. There's no way he's running route. So good sell. Number 8 kind of stalls a little bit, and that's just enough space for you to go ahead and make that play for your quarterback. 501 right there.
That was just a 500 and 501. Rodgers comes back with 502 and 503. But the man who caught 500 set a career personal high today in terms of touchdowns during this season. That was Tyler Conklin. Here's Caroline Hendershot with the Jets tight end.
Here with tight end Tyler Conklin. Tyler, what was the difference with this offense tonight? It felt like maybe a little slow at the beginning, but then you guys, once you hit your groove, it really took off.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of been like that a little bit all season, right? Like when things are rolling and we're doing what we're supposed to be doing and not shooting ourselves in the foot, we tend to move the ball and make things happen. And, tonight was one of those nights where Aaron was getting out of the pocket, making stuff happen. People were making plays. We weren't penalized a ton. I think it was one of those games where things were going our way. And obviously looking back at it, I wish more of them could have been like that. But, it is what it is.
Aaron Rodgers' 500th touchdown comes to you. 1, were you expecting it? And 2, how does it feel to know that your name's going to kind of be linked with his in the history books?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I've been asked the question like 3 times now, right? I keep giving the same answer, so people watch all these same things and be like, wow, it's like a radio copy. It's cool, though, because like I said to everybody, like I grew up a Green Bay fan. I grew up watching Aaron. I went through the whole process like that. I'm in a contract year this year. Aaron's going to be here. Like getting to play with him for the season. Like, am I going to be smart enough to do all the stuff he does? And, how's it going to work out? And then the season doesn't go how we plan, and there's been ups and downs, right? Then for it to all come together today, it was to win a game, for me to catch that ball. I mean, it's special. That's obviously something that, I tell my kids about, and my phone's blowing up right now like I threw my 500th ball. So.
Yeah. Now, that first reception that you caught this game, the sideline seemed to go a little crazy for you. Was that because of some incentives, possibly?
That was for incentives. I did one catch to hit a pretty decent-sized bonus, so to get that out of the way early in the game was cool. And to have all my teammates be excited for me to get that, I was telling somebody, like, it's not always like that. Like, to just have all your teammates to be so excited for you. The brotherhood and stuff we have in this locker room, with everything we've gone through, is pretty special.
Yeah, I was going to end on this one. Besides the season and the record and all of that, ending this way with a win with this team, how much does it mean to you to kind of finish in this way?
It means a lot. I mean, it's a hard league to win in, and like we said, there's been a lot of ups and downs throughout this year, and things haven't gone necessarily the way we wanted them to. But to be able to go out with this group in the fashion we did, it's a good feeling, and it's obviously a lot better feeling going to the offseason like this than it was with a loss. So.
Awesome. Appreciate the time, Conklin.
Yeah, thank you.
The New York Jets and Duncan are back with another holiday sweepstakes. Text SIPS to 26154 for your chance to win 2 2025 Jets season tickets and a free year of Dunkin' Coffee. Terms and conditions may apply. You are watching Jets Overtime presented by SiriusXM. The Jets beat the Dolphins today in the season finale here at MetLife Stadium. The score was 32-20. Total yards, not a huge discrepancy. The Jets got it done through the air. Both teams ran it decently. Devon Achane for the Dolphins had 11 carries for 121 yards and a touchdown. A Breece Hall counter for the Jets. He had 12 carries for 57 yards. But the big story here for the Jets, who closed the year 5-12, is Aaron Rodgers. Tremendous performance. Milestones all over the place today, Quincy. You're talking about Aaron Rodgers' third touchdown pass today. 502 of his career goes to Davante Adams. That is their 83rd scoring connection all time. That places them third amongst quarterback wide receiver duos.
Man, I'm talking about some of the best football I've seen. Honestly, like, it feels automatic when those two are out on the field. And, you almost wish you would have seen it from the beginning of the season to the end just to kind of see how magnificent it really was. But every time that they went together, I mean, it was almost, you talk about 50-50, it was like 100-100. And some of those sideline catches that Davante Adams made, I'm a receiver, so I enjoy watching good receiver play. And this guy continues to show why he's one of the best in the game. He has great footwork. He has great hands. He has a great knack for finding the open spaces, right? And then you talking about pairing that up with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that's Hall of Fame worthy right there.
6 catches, 88 yards, and that score for Davante Adams today. You spoke about it before. How about the mobility from Rodgers on passing touchdown 500 and then 502 to Davante?
Exactly. I mean, he was making space. He was allowing his guys to get open. A lot of the time they were playing a lot of zone, right? So you got to kind of, it's very helpful when you have a quarterback that can move, because now these DBs are watching the quarterback. They're not watching the man, and that gives the man an opportunity to find those open spaces, which happened twice on those touchdown passes.
So the ultimate sign of respect from the Dolphins, I think, to Garrett Wilson is 2 games now. They put Jalen Ramsey over towards him.
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson today, he had 4 catches, so that means that 3 receptions got him to 100. He is the second receiver in the history of this franchise to have 100 receptions in a season. The other guy you played with, that's Brandon Marshall, who had 109 catches back in 2015.
Yeah, I mean, not only did they show him the respect of having Jalen Ramsey, but they also doubled him a good amount today as well. So he had that safety help over top. It made it really difficult for him to make any plays, which is why we didn't see as many targets. But, man, the guy finds ways to get open, and they find ways to manufacture him to get open. season, and he's one of the best in the game right now. Unfortunately, he doesn't get the respect he deserves, but you talk about multiple seasons of 1,000 yards and 100 receptions this year. I mean, he's a great receiver.
Man, we got to take this all into context. This is really something when you're talking about both these guys going over 1,000 yards. That's the 5th consecutive season that 17, Davante Adams, goes north of 1,000 yards. And Garrett Wilson, again, one of 5 receivers in NFL history to start a career with 80 receptions and 1,000 yards in each of his first 3 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're not talking about it enough, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's doing something special, and it's unfortunate that it's been shadowed and clouded by the way this season has gone. But, man, this is something that you're not going to see too often. There's a reason why there's only 2 receivers in the history of the Jets to only have 100 catches, right? And the last one was Brandon Marshall, one of the best receivers that has played for the Jets, right? So, I mean, these guys are amazing talents, and it was great to watch them this year.
Yeah, before we flip it to the defensive side of the ball, one more thing about Garrett Wilson. It's fascinating. He goes for 4 catches and 51 yards. You're like, oh my God, it was a quiet performance.
Right.
This guy's quiet performances, even if the team is putting 2 guys, 3 guys over him, he's still going to produce.
Yeah, and I think you got to understand that even though it's a quiet performance, he's taking 2 guys out of the game, right?
Yep.
So you got to always kind of think about that. That's a big impact. You take 2 guys out of the game, that allows you to run the ball a little bit better. That allows other guys to get open, right? So I think about the times when I was playing, right? Whenever we had Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker, the last time they had 2,000-yard receivers, it gave the young guys opportunities to make plays. It gave you, if you take advantage of it, you get your opportunities.
Okay, there was a discrepancy at quarterback today. The Jets started a future Hall of Famer, and Aaron Rodgers, who was on top of his game. Tyler Snoop Huntley, he had his moments for the Dolphins, but the Jets took advantage of him, including, how about Ashton Davis? He makes the start. Chuck Clark was placed on IR with a torn pec, and all Ashton Davis does is take the football away, comes up with 2 interceptions.
All he does is take the football away. All he does is make plays. And they were having fun today, man. That's what I love to see, right? You're pitching the ball. You want to get those touchdowns. You want to make those big plays. Ashton Davis, when he's ever out there, I think everybody kind of uplifts their spirits. They would like to play with him because they know he's going to go out there and find that ball.
All right, speaking of number 21, we're watching his first interception there. There was 4 consecutive Miami possessions that got into Jets territory. There's interception number 2.
And pitch.
Yeah, here's the pitch to DJ Reed. Yeah. Well, listen, I want to hear from Ashton Davis, so let's go inside the locker room. Here's Caroline.
Here with Ashton Davis. Ashton, 2 interceptions today. What was going on? I feel like you were all over the field today.
Just trying to make the plays that come to me. I don't know. We knew the ball would be in the air. We knew they would try us, and just tried to make the most of it when the ball came my way.
What was the mentality of the defense going into this game? Because obviously you guys played spoiler for the Dolphins, but kind of approaching this game, what were you guys talking about in the locker room?
Just getting back to playing we said we play a kid's game for a king's ransom, and just getting back to having fun playing football again. And I think we did that today. Guys were smiling, guys were celebrating with each other, and I think that's when you're playing your best football. And so I think we got back to that, and I don't know. I hope every game feels like that from now on.
I was going to say, it looked like different defense on the field. It just looked more authentic, more easy. Was there anything else other than just kind of that mindset approach this week?
For me personally, no. It was just, not worrying about the what ifs, not worrying about whatever, and just kind of saying screw it and go out there and play the game that I've been playing my whole life, and just getting back to basics. And I think that was a lot better for me, a lot better recipe for me. It allowed me to play a lot more free.
What did Coach Ulbrich say to the team after today's win?
Just express his gratitude for us, his love for us, and it's been a long year for us, and I'm proud of the guys. We all stuck together. And he kind of just reiterated that and told us, how he felt about us.
If there was one message you could kind of tell the locker room about how proud you were of how you guys battled throughout this year, what would it be?
I mean, I don't know. I love these guys. We're not Super Bowl champs, but this is one of my favorite teams that I've ever been a part of. And I love every single one of these guys in this locker room.
Awesome. Appreciate the time, Ashton.
Thank you, guys.
We're going to have a lot of off-season programming coming up on CBS, but you can tune into Jets Late Night tonight as the guys will recap the Jets' 32-20 victory. here at MetLife Stadium over the Dolphins. Aaron Rodgers today, 23 of 36 for 274 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Let's hear from him right now.
Go ahead.
Aaron, what are your emotions right now?
Oh, just a lot of gratitude, for the ability to be healthy this season. All the people that put me in position to be able to start 17 games. There's time for other emotions, but tonight I'm just thankful for the performance and the guys that made plays tonight.
How important was it for you to close out this season on a high note after all being been through?
I mean, listen, every game we go out trying to play well, trying to win. Didn't start great tonight, but put together some good drives. It was nice.
What did it mean for you personally to have that type of game, with everybody wondering what's going on with your future?
Yeah, not worried about that, honestly. I know what I'm capable of. And I'm just thankful for guys making plays tonight.
How do you feel get 500?
Yeah, it was good. That was good. It was kind of like a old school red zone touchdown like we did for so long in Green Bay, where kind of play breaks down, move up in the pocket, guys keep working. Fun to get Conk that. Conk is one of the good guys on this team. One of the guys you can count on. He's a natural leader, and from day one, he made me feel really welcome. You need your best players to be your best people, and he's definitely one of them.
What did it mean? Devontae waited for you, and you walked off together. What did that mean?
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, Kabi's here tonight. Kabi and I walked off the field in 2022. I'd actually thought about today wanting to walk off with him, but hadn't actually mentioned anything to him. And then when I turned around after doing Pam's interview, it was cool to see him there, so that meant a lot. He's one of my best friends in the world and my best friend in the league currently playing, so that was cool.
Congratulations on your 500 and your documentary. You said in your documentary that you felt like you had unfinished business here in New Jersey. Do you still feel that way? Do you feel like you have to reach 506 or more?
No, I mean, those are just, longevity numbers. We'll have the conversations in the next few days. Whatever, happens out of there, I don't know if anything will be definitive coming out of those, but I just need some time away to think about my future in the game and my future, here if they want me to be a part of the next phase, or if they're ready to move on. Either way, I'm thankful for my 2 years here.
In your heart of hearts, do you think you'll be back with the Jets?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know, Rich. If I did, I don't know that I'd tell you. So I will say that out of respect. But truthfully, I don't know. I'm looking forward to those conversations with Woody and Christopher and Jaime and Phil and anybody else. It feels good to be able to do some of the things the last 5 or 6 weeks I know I was capable of doing, even at 40, 41. But, either way, I won't be upset or offended, whatever they decide to do if they want to move on, if I still want to play. And if not, I'll let them know at some point if that's the case.
What do days like today?
An emotional moment there on the Jets sideline late in the game. Aaron Rodgers embracing several of his teammates. Starts 17 games at 41 years old, coming off an Achilles, and in many respects, he saved his best for last. Aaron Rodgers put on an excellent performance here. So let's transition right into the grades and start with the offense.
Yeah, man, showed a lot of resolve today, right? Because that start was a little shaky, but then they really put on a show today offensively, balanced football, the run game. I like what I saw from Isaiah Davis. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do after this. 10 yards of carry. So just to kind of sum it up, I gave them an A.
You're going to see a pattern here today from old EA. It's an A. Bottom line, Rodgers, the 4 touchdowns, and 4 different guys on the receiving end. How about the work of the tackles today? The Jets working with Max Mitchell, your third-string left tackle. You had Tyron Smith on IR, Olu Fashanu on IR. You lost Carter Warren, who was a spot starter himself late in that ball game. Breece Hall, again, getting it done on the ground and as a receiver as well. Yep. Garrett Wilson, Davante Adams, the list goes on. And again, this day was all about Rodgers. Hey, how about defense?
Oh, defense. Man, they showed up today. 4 fumbles from Snoop. 2 interceptions from the same guy, right? So they were all over the field. We had Quincy Williams here. He talked about how much fun he was having today, 5 TFLs. So I gave them an A.
A as well. Listen, you had 4 takeaways. Entering this ball game, you had played 16 games. You had 13 takeaways. You had 4 today. Listen, Achane had a good game on the ground, but anytime you have the opposing quarterback turning the ball over 4 times, I'm giving it an A. And how about Ashton Davis? All the dude does is take the football away. He gets to start there at the safety position. I also want to give a shout out to DJ Reed because Achane had that long 61-yard carry with the Dolphins up 3-0. DJ Reed was down there in the tackle, 1st and goal, and they held the Dolphins to a field goal. And once the Jets got a lead, they never surrendered it. Yeah. And that goes to defending every blade of grass. Quincy Williams was all over the place today. Jamie and Sherwood turned in another great effort. Hey, listen, those guys really stepped up. How about special teams?
Special teams, not much to talk about there. A
as well. I mean, come on. The Jets, listen, this is a microcosm of their season. They used 5 kickers this year for the first time in franchise history.
Yeah, there's actually one play that happened that was unfortunate. I'm still giving them an A because we won, but there was the kick that landed before the 20-yard line.
I know. We're going to be easy graders tonight.
Of course.
The Jets finished, and the Dolphins season is finished. Okay, so final thoughts on the 2024-25 season, maybe what you just witnessed out here on a cold day at MetLife or overall?
Yeah, I mean, I think the players that will be here next year, they realize that they have some resolve in them, that they're able to go through a lot of adversity and still come on the other side and win games, show up. So those guys got to take that into the future because those are the guys that will be the future for the Jets. They will be able to bring that energy to whoever comes in, especially the rookies coming in, because they're coming into an idea of a culture that cannot do that. So if you flip that today and you keep that going, you can have a really bright future.
So Rodgers, we saw him walk off the field with Davante Adams today. Quincy Williams started the show telling us that he spoke to the team about his journey. It's going to be an interesting few weeks ahead to see where not only Aaron Rodgers goes, if he comes back here, but where the Jets leadership goes from here as well, because they finished the year with the interim head coach in Jeff Ulbrich, an interim GM in Phil Savage, and it was a tough year in many respects. But it was a great day out here for Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. They finished the year 5-12. An exciting offseason ahead. Listen, we have so many people to thank. The crew here out at MetLife has been awesome throughout the year. They're freezing their butts off right now. Absolutely. We got people back at One Jets Drive making it happen as well. And there's a final look at MetLife Stadium. The Jets go into 2025 a winner, 32-20 over the Miami Dolphins. We will see you soon.